I'll just start with a little intro. So we are with Michael Hannigan. Correct me if I pronounce anything wrong. Who is the editor of Henderson County Now.
Correct.
That's fully sponsored by Weinstein Law, and I know you have a really interesting story about that, which I wish we could talk about. But we'll let people check that out. I know your Facebook. I just checked out the Facebook page for Henderson County Now, and it's at 19,000 plus.
Yes.
So that is.
This past week, our reach was somewhere around 75,000.
Oh my gosh, that is incredible. Good for
Especially
you.
when you consider we're in a town of 12,000.
No kidding. Like, wow. So we were very inspired by Michael's story about the Go Blue campaign that and you can see right now he's wearing his blue shirt, which, now what day are you on?
I am 13 days short of a year.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. So
Yeah.
we're getting very close to the
Getting
365.
very close to the end.
Wow. Okay, so I wanted to run down some questions about this specific campaign. I know that you do some other work. I know that you've done the domestic violence walk in the high
Yes.
heels as well, which
Yeah.
we won't really have a chance to talk about today, but I would like to come back to that at some point in the future.
Sure.
But just to start with the child abuse Go Blue campaign, I guess, how did you become so passionate about this specific cause?
I guess the easiest way to say it is I have a real problem with bullies. And the biggest, or I guess the other way, the smallest victims in our community are the children. The ones who can't protect themselves are the children. And I just have a real fundamental problem with bullies. Yeah, and we have a real problem here in Henderson County with child abuse. Like I said, we're a rural community. We only have 75,000 people in the entire county. But last year we had 440 cases, documented cases of child abuse. We had 2 deaths last year.
Gosh.
Children who were killed because of child abuse. And so it's a very large problem in our community.
Wow. Well, how did you find out about the specific nonprofit organization that you are doing this campaign for? And I guess you can talk a little bit maybe about them and what they're doing to try to prevent that.
Right. Well, it's a little different in that I'm a journalist. And so every year I would cover this event, this Go Blue. What the local district attorney's office does is sell these Go Blue T-shirts.
Right.
To raise money for child abuse awareness and prevention programs throughout the county. And every year I would cover it. And on April 30th, everybody wears their blue shirts and we kind of rally for child abuse awareness and prevention. And last year, after the 30th, I thought, every year I do this. Every year I write about it. And when you're a journalist writing year after year the same stuff, you kind of run out of stuff. I felt like I'm not really making any real impact.
Right.
This year I'm going to try and do something different. And I had actually worn the other T-shirts often enough that the district attorney's office was nice enough to give me a couple for free. And it all came together at that point. I said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to wear a blue shirt every single day for a year and collect money for Go Blue.
That is so inspiring. That is really a commitment. And not to say you weren't making a difference before, because I just want to say you obviously were, right, by spreading the message of that story.
Sure.
But to actually make the commitment to like, is this something that other people have done, or was this just kind of like
No, this was pretty off the cuff and unique. Yeah. No one else has done this that we know of.
That's so cool.
No one else is nuts enough, I guess. I don't.
Yeah. So in doing this, I mean, I know that you're wearing a blue shirt every day for the year. So we talked in San Diego about is it always the Go Blue shirt, or is it like you're just
about 75% of the time it's a Go Blue T-shirt. I don't always wear one, but it has been a blue shirt every day.
Every day. That is so cool. But what kind of brought the idea of being the change yourself? Like, what was that final push to make the impact yourself?
Well, with Henderson County Now, and I don't want to get too technical about things, but there's a big change in the way journalism is done in this country and Canada because of social media. And journalists had this idea of being dispassionate observers and making sure you don't get involved in the story. And I had done that for years and years. I've been a journalist for over 20 years. And I had done that for so long. And Henderson County now is a little different in that we really try and engage the community. We try to be active in the community. Not that we misreport news or whatever, but we're a part of the community and we're going to be active in it. We do a lot of things in Weinstein Law, Weinstein Realty, and I thought I wanted to be a part of that. And that's how that happened.
That's so great. And so not only are you creating a huge awareness piece with this, but you're also donating money, right?
Correct. I've collected about $2,000 for I thought we were going to collect a lot more. One of the weird things about this particular type of, I don't know what you call it, event, campaign, whatever it is, you can't really ask for money in the beginning. Because you tell people, I'm going to wear a blue shirt for a year, and they say, how long you been wearing one? 3 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Review, yeah. And so the idea was that I wasn't going to actually get involved in actively collecting money until January, because then I'd had 8 months behind me. Mm-hmm. But when January hit, we had some real tragedy in our family. My father passed away from cancer. My mother-in-law passed away from cancer within like a 6-week period. And so my fundraising efforts did not go quite as well as I had hoped. But we did. I'm going to present a check for about $2,000 on Go Blue Day. We get one of those great big checks that people get.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I was just on the Henderson County Now website, and there is a spot where you can donate to this campaign yourself, right? So I mean, we should try to push that a lot in the next 13 days as well.
Yeah,
because
that's been part of the plan.
I do believe so much in what you're doing. And I also wanted to ask you, because really what we're trying to do with the Voice of the Donor campaign is to create a more two-way line of communication between donors and the nonprofit organizations that they're working with, so that ultimately, donors are driving the missions and the nonprofits are listening to the core heart and the passion behind these types of campaigns. So what has your experience been like with the organization that you're doing this for? Have they been involved at all with you?
Yes. Yeah. And we've done some things together. Like we've done Go Blue T-shirt giveaways this month. April is Child Abuse Awareness Prevention Month. So we've done some T-shirt giveaways in conjunction with the District Attorney's Office. My thing is just a little bit different in that we're all volunteers. This is not, the organization, there's not a set organization like you would say.
Right.
However, I have done quite a bit of work with straight nonprofit organizations. Here at Weinstein Law, we do seminars for the nonprofits, teaching them how to use social media, things like that. And I can say that I talking in San Diego, I'm so impressed with what you guys are doing, because unless nonprofits work with their donors, they're never going to get to the end result. It's the only way to be sustainable is to work with your donors.
Absolutely. And to me, a big part of it is, like, I love what nonprofits are here for. They're such a necessary part of what we're doing. But seeing, like, the everyday person who is trying to still feed their family and go about their daily lives, take a commitment to wear a blue shirt every day for 300 days, it's just, 330 or 40 or whatever we're at now. It blows me away. And that is what...
350 today, 349. Go Blue. 350.
350, like...
Something like that, yeah.
It's incredible. And I think ultimately that is what is driving the nonprofit mission forward, right? It is that kind of heart and drive.
Well, the real hero in this entire thing is my wife, who's kept them all clean.
No kidding.
Problem.
Shout out to Michael's wife for that, for sure, so that people can enjoy it. The
question I've had all year long is, you have more than one shirt, right?
I think I asked you that myself when I first met you too. Just
Didn't
you
you?
know,
Yeah.
curiosity. No, that is so true. And it's also it's you and it's the people around you that you're affecting and people I'm sure are supporting you to do it. So I think it's so great. What would you say to people that just find a cause that really speaks to them? How do they go about doing this in their daily life?
I think you're exactly right. It has to be part of your daily life. It has to be something that you're really about. You don't have to change the world. All you have to do is change your street a little bit at a time.
As soon
It's
as we
very
met you,
sweet.
we were like, this is a story that we feel is so important to tell because you're right. I think in our world today, we get pretty bogged down by the feeling of, oh my gosh, I have to do so much. When
Right.
really we need to focus and narrow that down and really choose the cause that means a lot to us and just do that little bit for our local community and that will in turn, in a ripple effect, change the world.
Right, because your neighbor's going to see what you do and they're going to help out. Once they help out, their neighbor's going to help out. And before you know it, someone from Canada is asking you to do a Skype interview because you wore a shirt.
What you have done is shown that one person can make a difference because you've
That's
impacted us big time at Fine Line. And I'm sure whoever sees this, it'll impact them as well. So thanks for doing what you're doing. And like I said, you can go to the Henderson County Now website. On the right-hand side, there's a widget. I saw that the GoFundMe
yes.
widget.
Yes.
And I mean, beyond this year, are you excited to wear like pink and black and green and
Well, you know what? I'm going to let you in on a secret.
okay?
Okay, on May 1st, I'm wearing a very, very loud Hawaiian shirt.
Yes. And thanks so much, Michael. And we'll be in touch soon for sure.
Yeah, anytime.
You're inspiring us up here.
You don't have to change the world. You
Yeah.
don't have to raise $50,000. All you have to do is your little bit on your little street, and if everybody does that, it'll make a huge impact.